Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to wrap the right hand side of the bike, the upper exhaust pipe. I'm sure we've all had it. Been wearing a pair of shorts, been like, oh yeah, I'll just move the bike real quick. Pipe won't be hot. But then you get one of these bad boys there that'll last you forever. Yay, dumbass. So what we're going to do is use the T40 on the upper part of the exhaust manifold here, the exhaust pipe where it meets up. You're going to use that, put it in there, loosen it, take off the back right hand side passenger peg, take that off, 2 bolts there, take off the bolt down here that holds the lower exhaust in place. Right there, if you can see it, holds that in place. Grab a rag, get your handy dandy vise out, squish it, but don't dent the pipe. I got these wraps from Ludo, and it doesn't say it in the directions or whatever, but I read online, it works a lot better if you take that, soak it in a bucket of water for about 20 minutes or so, kind of expands it up a little bit, and then as the pipe gets hot, shrinks it back down. Once you successfully wrap the pipe, you're going to notice a little bit of burn off and some smoke coming off of it. That is absolutely normal. If you have a pair of rubber gloves, latex gloves, use them. That's some nasty stuff. I think it's actually made of like some sort of volcanic mixture of, I don't know, some weave mesh shit. I don't know. Probably comes from the exhaust wrap volcano somewhere. Anyways, don't get it on your hands. Don't rub your eyes. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, well, if your bike is around the same year or the same year, once you get those T40s off the front, there are actually 2 studs that stick out of the front head and this flange that goes up and kind of sandwiches in between. That shit did not want to come off. So, there you go. Little WD-40 on it. Give it about 10 minutes or so. Hopefully at this point in the video you stopped it and started soaking your wrap there. Anyways, I'm going to take a quick break and just show you this. I'm waiting for that freaking thing. I'm going to start making a video about this truck here pretty soon. Built all the ladder rack, everything from scratch, did all the wiring. Got a 12,000 pound winch in the front, tow hitch kit down below. Sitting on 38 with 22s, which came with the truck. I'm not a real big fan of big trucks having these little homey rims on them, but whatever. I'll probably sell them and get some steel rims. It's got a tow hitch in the front and the rear. I got LCD screen inside, pop up, and I got a lower backup camera as well too. 52-inch light bar up top. I got an outside PA system. I got four 6 LED PA lights going around it. I got a 6-foot CB whip on top. Tow hooks, the whole bit. Anyway, stay tuned for this video. I'll post about that one next. Holy crap. After about an hour of blowtorching it, banging away at it, trying to get the stud unfroze from the flange. Anyways, finally got it off. Now these bikes, they have a pretty common problem of the, right here with the tailpipe and the downward exhaust pipe, the header, whatever you want to call it. They leak a lot right from that location. I don't know if it's just a manufacturer defect or whatever, but that's where you commonly replace your exhaust pipe with whatever, Jardine, or I think these are Vance and Hines. Little slash cut pipes. I don't know, they're loud as crap. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just weld it in place. Now I know a lot of guys are probably like, oh my god, you shouldn't do that. Well, you know what, if you got a welder, for me to get these off, pretty easy. Sawzall it off, swap them out. But this is a 1985 bike. These pipes are fantastic. I have no intention of taking the pipes off anytime soon. And I'm sick and tired of this sputtering when you upshift or you're coasting down a hill in 3rd gear or whatever. I replaced those little gaskets with Caltrix. And oh my god, I think it's good for like a month and then they start popping and puffing and snapping again. And it's not the carb sink or anything like that. I've rebuilt the carbs already on the bike. I've already carb synced it and it runs fantastic. It's just right from there, right from the midpoint, you can actually put your hand down there and feel little puffs of air coming out of it. So let's backyard it up. I'm going to weld these in place. Now a lot of guys have probably said, oh my God, well what about the vibration? What about that? It's just gonna sit there and shake it loose at the header where it meets the front cylinder and the back cylinder for that matter. What I'm gonna do right here at the back passenger foot peg is I'm gonna install some rubber grommets on there. So it'll help absorb some of the vibration instead of transferring all that vibration to the head or to this midpoint, which is what always happens. I want it to transfer to the end. So the vibration is going to be centered back there. So let's see how it goes. Okay, with your exhaust all welded up, we'll get on to the next phase. Not the best at welding, as you can see. Hopefully this thing will focus. There we go. Looks like crap, but it'll work. Welded the crap out of it. So the other gasket over there, as you can tell, it gave out because it ended up slumping down as soon as I took it off the passenger footrest. So now's a good time to start figuring out if you're going to weld the other one, if you're even welding it or not. But at this point I'm going to take some Windex and degreaser and a little bit of alcohol and clean up the exhaust and start wrapping this one. And that's probably about all I'll do for today. A cool little trick as a side note, because I'm wrapping exactly from the muffler back all the way up to the head, it was going to be a pain in the ass if I stuck it in the vise. So what I decided to do, I don't know if you can see or not, but I put a piece of old scrap conduit in there, stuck it right on top. Now I don't have to crouch down. I can wrap it right off the ground. You guys also to remember, as a good side note, when you're wrapping the exhaust, you want to start from the back towards the tailpipe and work your way forward. That way, as you're going around, the wraps overlap each other, thinking that the wind is coming this way, right? You want it to go over the lap as opposed to coming back over the lap if you started wrapping from the top down. So wrap from the exhaust tip up. What you want to do is use these straps that are included, depending on what kit you order. I'm going to put 2 of them on each one because I got a bunch. Might as well. I only want to have to wrap it once. I don't want to keep going back and doing it over and over again. So, once you wrap it, do 2 wraps around the bottom first, and then 1 wrap diagonal, and then put your straps on it. Hold it in place. And then you can slowly go to town. What I got is, I believe it's 1 inch. Yeah, it's 2 inches. Can't see that. 2 inches by 50 foot 2L weave. So I'm going to do probably, I don't know, I'll probably leave just an exposed overlap of about 1/2 inch. I want mine nice and tight. I don't want it to come off. And I definitely don't want to burn my leg anymore. So, keep that in mind. Good luck. When you get done, it should look something like this. Again, I'm not a professional, but I think it turned out pretty good. Not too bad. Once it's on the bike, it should look a lot better. Alright. On to the reassembly. Alright, hopefully you got everything put back together. Just a side note, replace any bolts you can when you're taking apart a bike as old as this. 85, 80, 85, 90, whatever. Just good habit to replace bolts as you go through with any grade A bolts you might have left over in the shop. And I got a ton. I'm a little bit of a pack rat when it comes to the nuts and bolts. But once you get it all put back together with your wet wrap still on the bike, go ahead and let it run for about 15 minutes or so. I'd recommend letting it idle longer than that. Probably 15 minutes is even pushing it because it's not a liquid-cooled bike. It's an air-cooled bike. And it's been baking all day today. My back is actually sunburned from sitting here doing this all day. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Next time I'm going to do a video about my truck over there, my work in progress. Thanks for watching it, and hopefully it helped you weekend warriors out. Take care.